Reese comes up with a steal. Reese all the way in to give LSU the lead.
Ends of the floor, defensively, jumps the route, gets out, able to get an easy two in transition. And what I love is she challenges her teammates in a time.
Hello and welcome into Tigers Roar. I am Jonathan Poche, joined by the Bud Man buddy Songy. If you're familiar with Tigers Roar, you know why we're donning the shades to start the program. LSU season comes to an end with an Elite Eight loss to an Iowa team, a rematch from the national championship last year. Caitlin Clark absolutely goes off. LSU had no answers for her defensively. Angel Reese, this probably will be her last game in a Tiger uniform, but she said she's going to make a decision when she's ready to do so. So don't know if Haley Van Lith, Angel Reese coming back, but the season ends for the Tigers. No repeat as national champion. Bring in the Bud Man. The game was last night, buddy. Outstanding first half. The game was tied at halftime. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese both doing their things. We do have some highlights we'll get to in just a minute, but the game lived up to the hype, Bud Man. It's a shame that this game took place in an Elite Eight and not a Final Four, but LSU season ultimately does come to an end last night on April Fool's Day.
Good to see you back, JP. Hope all of you out there watching us on this Tuesday. We tape on Tuesday, and then you get replays Wednesday and the rest of the week. Had a very happy and blessed Easter. And it is amazing, the interest and the pub, the social media, the eyeballs. There's no doubt about it, folks. One of the best first halves that I have ever seen with women's college basketball. Yep. And you start out by giving the props to Caitlin Clark. I was talking to Marty and AT before we started the show. And this is not a gender comment, but I've never seen a woman be able to shoot from that far. She's Steph Curry at the collegiate level. And we know that it was tough. There's a lot of questions on why Flage wasn't on her more. Haley Van Lith was, there's nothing when you can do when you get a pick and you spot up and shoot a 28-er or a 30-footer. So give credit to Iowa. We'll get into next week whether or not they can beat South Carolina. Most people feel like that will happen with the semis and starting, of course, once again, Final Four in Cleveland Friday night. But a great, great ball game. Fantastic runs. LSU tied up 45 at halftime, and it looked like that pace just got to them in the third quarter. They only scored 13. We're down 11 going into the fourth quarter, and then it was just too much Iowa. But what an incredible year. When you talk about dribble drive penetration, we mentioned that a couple times. They couldn't stop that. But Lady Tigers did not have a great night at the foul line. Nobody really played that great. And then when Angel Reese was on fire, she rolls the ankle again. So, hey, it was Iowa's night. Give them a lot of credit. And, of course, they'll play Paige Beckers in Connecticut Friday night, and South Carolina, which had the cupcake regional, plays NC State. So hope you enjoyed that. LSU baseball, we need 2 pairs of sunglasses on. We'll get into that. They lose to Southern 12-7 last night. And if that's not the bottom, I don't want to see what the bottom will be with LSU baseball at this point.
Yeah, so we don't want to bury the lead. LSU in an Elite Eight game last night, a rematch of the national championship. We do have some highlights of the first half. We'll ask AT to go ahead and roll those. We'll talk over the highlights, Bud Man. The game started with Caitlin Clark on fire, hit her first 2 threes that she took, but you mentioned the dribble drive penetration. LSU just really couldn't find an answer defensively. Didn't have enough length in Van Lith, and she was just, that first step, that step back is just so deadly. When you hit your first shot of the game, you kind of feel like it's going to keep on going in, especially when you're Caitlin Clark.
In case you missed some of the game, Connecticut hit everything early with their threes and got up to an 8-9 point lead, and LSU made a 10-0 run. But here's the problem right there. Last year, they stopped dribble drive penetration, but they had Alexis Morris guarding her instead of Haley Van Lith and Lastia Poor.
So these highlights will just be of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Of course, that was the marquee matchup of the 2 superstars in the game. So all of these highlights will be scored or assisted by Caitlin Clark. That is a fantastic pocket pass right there from a girl who's really known for her shooting.
12 assists, 7 boards, 41 points, 71% of their points accounted for by the score or assist with Caitlin Clark.
Now, but man, I kind of had a conversation with Chris Powers on Chris Powers, Talking Sports with Chris Powers yesterday, and I kind of mentioned the pace of play, and I thought this game would have to end up in the 70s for LSU to have a legitimate chance to win. Unfortunately, LSU didn't feed the post enough in the first half, in my opinion, especially when Angel Reese was calling for the ball. Here you see a double team, great pass to a wide open three-point shooter, Michaela Williams, and she knocks it down. She really played a big part in LSU's offense to start this game.
Yeah, and listen, with those egos and personalities, you got to get everybody the ball in their shots. But here you go, got a little sloppy there.
Kim Mulkey on the court.
Pass. But look, once again, LSU would have had to play their best to beat Caitlin Clark. 9 3 balls, and most of them from 25 feet or more.
I don't think that was the best stroke of luck for last year. Poe makes her first 3. Of course, she took quite a few more other ones in the game, did make another one. But the three-point ball is what Iowa does, Budman. LSU did keep pace, of course, tied at half, but then, LSU shoots the ball 20 more times than Iowa. Now, a lot of those attempts are second chance points, or second chance attempts, I should say, getting your own rebound close to the bucket and then missing the putback. But LSU, able to keep pace, even though only playing 7 players, Budman, for all the tournament, most of the year, and then you see Caitlin Clark with another dribble drive penetration right there. Last year, Poe giving up a layup.
And you got to help there. You just, if you think that Haley Van Lith and Lastia Poor can guard Caitlin Clark without help, you're dreaming. Michaela hit a few but didn't play her best game. Anissa Morrow didn't play her best game. Flau'jae, once again, I thought you were getting ready to say, we all thought Flau'jae was going to start out guarding on Caitlin Clark, and I think Flau'jae was a little disappointed and echoed that sentiment. So, you can always say we should have, would have, could have done something different, but they did not have the best of game plan on Clark.
That was coast to coast by Angel Reese. You saw it in the intro, using her athletic ability to get down the court, make the layup. She didn't have to do it on both ends of the court in the WNBA, but man, an unconventional score. Got to work on her mid-range game for sure. But great defense, see another steal right there, and able to push the court with athletic ability.
Everybody talks about the money differential. Angel Reese is a brand, and she's got many, many sponsors, and will have many years of making money on commercials. You will see her, you'll see Libby Dunn and others. Flau'jae is certainly with her career. But look, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to say I think Angel Reese does come back.
I
do agree that Haley Van Lith is probably going to go, but I think we're looking at 50-50. Then again, it might be time to move on. Very passionate post-game dealing. And when you have this kind of success, folks, and you're young, you're on social media, it is rat poison. It is terrible, to say the least.
Go over some stats real quick for you. Anissa Morrow did have a double-double, 14 points, 14 rebounds, also 2 assists, 1 steal. Did have 2 turnovers. You mentioned 17 points and 20 rebounds from Angel Reese. Didn't get enough scoring from Haley Van Lith. Only 9 points on the game and 1 rebound and only 1 assist. Obviously, it is a tall task to ask Haley Van Lith to guard Caitlin Clark. Another great block right there by Angel Reese, who did have 3 on the game. But not enough on defense from LSU. The transition right here is just really frustrating, Bud, man. You try to play good defense, a wide open runner, and it happens to be Caitlin Clark right in front of the coach, who just has to kind of scratch her head.
Uncanny ability to stop up and hit the jumper from all angles and all distances, but once again, making everybody beautiful behind the back pass. Somebody should have helped over and got in the lane. Let's give the officials credit. For once, we can sit here and say that I really think that they were very, very fair and consistent for the most part. And as we saw in the UCLA game, that was not the case in some of the other games. But look, a great ride, a great season, and I think Kim Mulkey and the Lady Tiger staff know what they need to go after and get. But look, it's up and down. Angel Reese is probably going to make a decision 5 or 6 different times. She's got to make that decision, I think, in a couple days, and so we'll know something by the end of the week.
We're talking a lot more LSU women's basketball. Their game last night against Iowa in the Elite Eight. We'll talk that some LSU baseball, maybe some LSU football if we have time. Just about a week ago today, as this show will air on April the 3rd, a Wednesday, was LSU's Pro Day. And national television, coaches from around the league, GMs, everybody descended on LSU to watch Jaden Daniel throw it around. Malik Neighbors had an outstanding day, putting up some great numbers. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. We come back. You're watching Tigers Roar right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Visit Treads & Care Tire Company's new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for over 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair and top-notch customer service.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
If you're ready to score savings on your new vehicle, the play call is simple. Make your way to Team Honda. That's where you can see the new 24 Civic, named the #1 compact car on the road and the best compact car for the money. Score your new Honda savings at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
And we continue here on Tigers Roar. Remind you guys to check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. You see the graphic right there on your screen. All the Tigers Roars are archived right there for your viewing pleasure. So if you missed any of this episode or any Tigers Roars in the past, go to the YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. Also includes everything we do here at the Pelican. New show, Talking Sports with Chris Powers. A couple great segments and some good guests. Go check it out on our YouTube page. Once again, youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We're talking Elite Eight. Well, that was the Elite Eight. LSU season comes to an end, losing to Iowa 94-87. Don't know yet if Angel Reese or Haley Van Lith will return for another season, but if this was it for the LSU Lady Tigers, got to tip your hat for everything they did for the program. Women's basketball has become a new monster in today's world. I've seen more NCAA March Madness of the women's tournament than I have of the men's, and this is the case for the second year in a row. But, man, 2 years ago, I couldn't even tell you who was on the women's team. Didn't pay attention. It wasn't interesting. It wasn't entertaining. All of that has changed. I don't know if it's the advent of social media or these personalities that play for these teams or just getting more coverage. I think the game The play of the game has certainly elevated. You see a Caitlin Clark. She doesn't even have a comp in the WNBA. You have to compare her to a Steph Curry. That's how talented she is.
Well, I think the biggest difference here is Kim Mulkey. And look, when you've got 3 national championships, everybody compares her favorably to Nick Saban. Now, Kim is about 10 years younger than Nick. We know Nick ended up with 7, and we know that he is now in the rocking chair. And she did have a heart scare in the summertime, and she's good to go, healthy. So now they're going to be back, very, very competitive. But, JP, when you bring in one of the greatest women coaches ever. Now, Gino is playing for another one, and he's got to be in the conversation, and Pat Summitt and all the other ones. But right now, LSU and the brand, we were talking about this on the report after football practice today. The LSU brand is alive and well and bigger than ever. But I agree with you wholeheartedly. I have not watched any WNBA, but women's basketball has become more, and Kim Mulkey did tell Caitlin Clark in the line when they were shaking hands, she's never seen anybody like her, and something special, and obviously glad that she is leaving to the WNBA. We'll see what Angel and Haley do, but once again, LSU should be good, but you got to get better guard play. Men or women, guards dictate what happens in March.
We want to let you guys hear from some players, the 3 players that were voted team captains this season for LSU Lady Basketball. Here's Flau'jae Johnson, Angel Reese, and Haley Van Lith, their post-game press conference after the loss last night to Iowa, 94-87, in the Elite Eight of March Madness.
Here's some passion.
We have been through so much adversity, so I'm more than proud of this team. We don't have that much depth. We had some injuries. I took some time away from the team. So many things happened this year. So many things hit us, and we never folded. And just being able to come out tonight and give our all for 40 minutes, we came up short, but we have to keep our heads high.
Andrea Adelson with ESPN for Angel. We saw you fell into the cameras in the second quarter. Did you twist your ankle at all would be the first question. Did that affect you for the rest of the game, if it did affect you?
Yeah, I did roll my ankle on one of the cameras. And, I mean, I'm tough, so I tried to play through it, of course, and this is something that has been going on for a little while now, but I played through it, and I'm not going to make that an excuse for the rest of my play for the game.
Go ahead. Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge for Haley and for Flau'jae. Just what a tough cover Caitlin is. I mean, obviously you were fighting all night, but just the challenge that she presents.
Yeah, Caitlin's very skilled. She's a great player. She hit some tough shots, and there's not a whole lot you can do about some of the threes she hit. And I think, her role, the team around her that plays a role, they did a good job of executing their role. So, ultimately they played better than us, and that's what it was.
Right behind. Nope, behind. Thank you.
Hi. Sorry. I'm Adler from The Next. Flau'jae, I wanted to ask specifically, just sort of going off that last question, you had a few possessions against Caitlin down in the fourth quarter. You were able to force some turnovers, force some misses. What went into, taking on that matchup and trying to help spark a run?
I mean, just study her film. I think my length kind of bothered her. I'm aggressive. I just wasn't scared. You know what I'm saying? When you play a player like that, you got to look them in the eyes and really take on that challenge. Just try to force her to her left. I know she wanted to step back, and my length can, bother her a little bit, but, I got to be better.
Howard Mendel, The Next. Congratulations on the season you guys have had. Flau'jae, if I could hear you on Angel and the type of leadership that she's provided for this team in Angel, can you just take me through what it meant to see what Flau'jae was able to do in a game like this to, put up 23 points and be a factor on both ends?
Bro, let me tell you something. Everybody can have their opinion on Angel Reese, but y'all don't know her.
Put your hand
up. Y'all don't know Angel Reese. I know Angel Reese. I know the real Angel Reese. And the person I see every day is a strong person. Is a caring, loving person, bro. The crown she wears is heavy, bro. She's the type of teammate that's going to make you believe in yourself.
the leap that I took from my freshman to sophomore year, Angel gave me that confidence to go be a dog. Playing next to a dog every day, and, you know, just to see how the media ridicule her, went through our problems, but, like, this is my sister right here, and I'm so proud of her. Like, the media, y'all, how they like to twist and call it a villain and all of that, y'all don't know Angel, bro. And I'm just happy that I get to play with her. I get to be around her presence. Her energy is different. Like, she just made me a better player. She made me a better player, and that's what great players do.
I'll say something, too. I think, you know, Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
Facts.
People speak hate into her life. I've never seen people wish bad things on someone as much as her, and it does not affect her. She comes to practice every day. She lives her life every day. She lives how she wants to live, and she don't let nobody change that. And, you know, that's the key to life right there. Y'all do not get to her. Let me say it again. Y'all do not get to Angel Reese. So you might want to give it up, throw the towel in, because you're wasting your energy. So Angel's one of the toughest people I've been around.
Right here. Go ahead.
Dan Zakrzewski, Outkick.com. Angel, do you have any thoughts on your future plans in basketball?
I'll make a decision when I'm ready.
Jacques, do you say WAP-TV in Baton Rouge? Do you need the players? The third quarter, what do you think kind of went wrong there? It seems like your little snake bit balls just rolled off the rim and some tough turnovers and so forth.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. They outscored us in the third quarter. I think that was just experience, turnovers, like you said. I take that on the chin. I feel like I got to be better. Just communicating with my team better, getting us into the offense better. Like, I got to be better. I think as a team, that third quarter, you know, kind of went under, never came back up per se. You know what I'm saying? But it was just, it was small mistakes. It's those everyday things we do in practice that, you know, bad pass here, turnover here, defense, missed execution, transition. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be things that we got to clean up, but we take that on the chin.
What's that? Go ahead right here.
I didn't have a question.
You had your hand up. Go behind then. You did.
Ben Pickman from The Athletic. This is for Flage and Angel. It seemed like, Angel, when you fouled out, you walked over to the sideline and you put your arm around Flage, and Flage put your arm around you. Just what did you guys say in that moment, and what was that moment like for you both?
Yeah, just telling her just to keep leading the team and don't give up and keep fighting. I mean, Flage's done a great job when I'm down or not having my best game, being able to have a player like a teammate like Flage as a sophomore, only a sophomore, step up and just lead the team. And through everything, she's led the team throughout the whole year. So we've had that relationship, and just being able to talk to her in that moment was great.
Yeah, she was just like they said, she was just holding me accountable. You know, I was telling her, cheer us on, keep us going. You know what I'm saying? That's all I could do right there.
Erica L. Ayala with CBSSports.com. Angel, this question will be for you if you are willing to share. What was going through your mind as you heard your two teammates right here on the dais just taking the opportunity to really stand up for you, and what your journey has been like that we don't get to see?
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because I don't want them to see me down and, like, not be there for them. So I just want to always just know, like, I'm still a human. Like, all this has happened since I won the national championship, and I said the other day I haven't had peace since then. And it sucks, but I still wouldn't change. I wouldn't change anything, and I would still sit here and say, like, I'm unapologetically me. I'm going to always leave that mark and be who I am and stand on that. And hopefully the little girls that look up to me, and hopefully I give them some type of inspiration that, hopefully it's not this hard and all the things that come at you, but keep being who you are, keep waking up every day, keep being motivated, staying who you are, staying 10 toes, don't back down, and just be confident.
This is for Kim. Can you talk a little bit?
Let's wait till they leave.
Sure, sure.
Yes, only players right now.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. This is for Angel. Can I same question for Angel and all three of you? What is the impact of the LSU-Iowa rivalry on women's basketball?
Let's start with Angel. Thank you.
I think it's just great for the sport, just being able to be a part of history. Like I said, no matter which way it went tonight, I know this was going to be a night for the ages, and just being able to be a part of history is great. Playing against another great player, of course, is always amazing, and our viewership going up, and I'm sure so many different people watched us tonight. So I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to just keep raising women's sports, not just women's basketball, but just women's sports in general.
Flau'jae?
Yeah, it's good for the game. Women's basketball has gone to new heights. I'm happy to be a part of it. Just happy to be a part of it. You know, it's not all the times you get to see players like Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just blessed. Last year I was a freshman, seeing everything. This year I'm a sophomore, able to contribute. Next year I'm gonna leave my mark and grow the game.
Haley?
Yeah, like they said, I mean, you know, it's an honor to be a part of it. It was an honor to be in that moment. And the best thing about rivalries is they don't end. So LSU and Iowa will play each other again, and, we'll have another opportunity.
Last one is here.
Angel, it seemed like you had a nice exchange with Caitlin in the handshake line. You mind sharing kind of what you told her?
Yeah, she just told me continue to be a great player, and I told her continue to be a great player as well, and keep elevating the game and go win it.
And that was Angel Reese, Flau'jae Johnson, and Haley Van Lith after the defeat at the hands of Iowa in the Elite Eight last night. 94-87 was the final, Budman. Just a couple comments about some of the stuff that we heard just now in that press conference. You hate to hear the struggles of Angel Reese off the court. She's such a tough young woman. She's a battler on the court. She plays through injuries. She's a leader on the team. With all the publicity and the fame, also it's a double-edged sword. Comes a lot of negativity, and you heard Haley Van Lith say she's never seen a situation where people speak hate into her life. You hate to hear that for Angel Reese, and you certainly appreciate everything she was able to deal with and also play fantastic basketball.
Yeah, look, I don't want to make a big deal out of this, but the national media and a lot of social media, this is a lot of the problems, because it is rat poison, and we could describe it in many, many other ways. But if there's anybody that's more country and anybody that loves this country more than Kim Mulkey, we don't know her. So they were trying to make a big deal about LSU not being out at the national anthem. They have not been out there all year long. They have a protocol, and after that's played, they walk out there, and everything is timed. And so once again, but Angel Reese says this is part of the negativity of growing the brand. Look, this is why I don't get on Twitter and all that all the time, because as you know, people can say whatever they want behind the computer, behind the phone, behind the tablet, and there are no repercussions.
Right.
And if you listen to it and read it, it's going to affect you. And so death threats and all the others, it's made her better, but sounds like to the victor go the spoils, but sometimes when you win it, you get a little bit of the negativity as well, and those ladies were very passionate last night.
Well, a national championship last season and a trip to the Elite Eight this season. Kim Mulkey's time, year 3, has been spectacular. The women's game is absolutely exploding all over the scene. Social media, national media, you name it. There's a lot of eyes watching women's basketball, especially college women's basketball, and LSU certainly has played a significant role in that. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll talk some LSU baseball, so we'll keep the sunglasses on. You don't want to miss it. Come back and join us right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Tremonti's has meat, Tremonti's has seafood, Tremonti's has much more. Tailgating and home gating platters. Huge wine and liquor selection. Beer and all the spices you need. Chairman Reserve and Wagyu meats. Ribeye rolls, shrimp rolls, kebabs. 20 flavors of sausage for the grill. Daily lunch specials and game processing. On-site catering also available. Good meat ain't cheap and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremontis.com.
If you're ready for a do-it-all vehicle with smooth handling and smart interior styling, look no further than the new 2024 Honda CR-V. Once again named a Car and Driver's 10 Best Trucks and SUV list. Come save on your new CR-V right now at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Few things in life are as valuable as family and peace of mind, especially when it comes to your final arrangements. And that's where Lee Serio can help. His prepaid funeral plans make sure your life will be remembered exactly the way you want it to. With Lee Serio, no detail is too large or too small. Call Lee or his wife Gretchen at 225-315-6329. Let Lee Serio give you and your family the peace of mind you all deserve.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
With a variety of sizes and a consistently high level of quality throughout the lineup, Mazda's been named the best SUV brand by U.S. News and World Report. We invite you to experience the Mazda difference at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline, a member of the Team Automotive Group.
Treads & Care Tire Company announces its new location on Hooper Road in Central. Locally owned for 50 years, Treads & Care is known for quality automotive repair with top-notch customer service. Treads & Care offers the convenience of shuttle service and pickup and delivery of your vehicle. You can also enjoy the comfortable customer area, complete with workstations, high-speed internet, and a complimentary coffee bar.
I'd like to invite you to come out and see us at our new location in Central.
Treads & Care, the tires you need and the service you want.
We continue here on Tigers Roar. Jonathan Poche and the Budman Buddy Songy here at Old School Barbecue. Appreciate you tuning into Pelican Sports TV. Time to talk some LSU baseball. Currently at the bottom of the top 25. Don't see them staying there for very long. Their record is 20-10, 2-7 in the SEC. Just got swept by Arkansas. Arkansas is currently ranked #1, one of the best teams in the country. They will absolutely be playing in Omaha later on this season, but then you come back for the midweek game. April Fools, Southern goes into the box and absolutely puts it on the Tigers, picks up only the fourth time in history Southern has defeated LSU. And Budman, they did it handily. 12-7 was the final, but LSU couldn't get anybody out, walking guys continuously all over the base paths, had struggles in the field, and ultimately couldn't do enough offensively to kind of overcome that deficit. Chris Crenshaw, coach for Southern, they've won 8 of their last 9, 6 in a row, so you kind of figured they were coming into the box with a lot of confidence. LSU right now spiraling.
Yeah, unfortunately, this has been a bad time, and look, I was trying to tell people don't jump off the bridge. You got, we all know, we talked about how tough the first 5 SEC series are, but last night, was almost a meaningless game for the fans. They're watching, most fans I know were watching LSU women play, and then you turned over to see the Jags. LSU only had 4 hits on the night. As JP said, the athleticism and size differential of the two teams. But that's a good thing about baseball, the great thing about baseball, if you're a connoisseur. And not always does the most talented team win. But they are in a big-time funk right now. They've got Vandy. That is Thursday, Friday, Saturday here out at the box. And I would say for attendance for the rest of the season, it is imperative that they take 2 or 3. If they lose another series and then go on the road to the Fighting Tony Vitellos in Tennessee, JP, this thing is getting ugly. 2-7. Let's say they win 1 game this weekend. You're 3-9. Then you go to Tennessee, you win 1. You're 4-11. And even if you go 10-5 the next half,
Yep.
That's still 14 and 16. So
Yep.
all of us dummies like myself and others who thought 19 or 18 wins in the SEC looks to be a problem, and we know it's all facets. Pitching, breaks, lost a tough one to Florida in Game 2, lost a tough one to Arkansas in Game 2.
Yep.
And, of course, consecutive Sundays got run rules. So there are big problems out at the box right now.
Yeah, we'll let you guys hear from head coach Jay Johnson after the game last night against Southern. LSU took another loss, but I want you to hear from Coach Jay Johnson, and then we'll have some comments about what he said. Here is Coach Jay Johnson here on Tigers Roar.
Yeah, just awful game. Super disappointed, and yeah.
Well, when you guys are in this kind of deep right now, I mean, just where do you kind of go in terms of mindset or
Ground zero. You know, the baseball problems are a lot in themselves, but we got a lot of you know, whatever you want to call it, mindset, character, you know, that we're going to have to work through right now. There's no other way around it.
What do you think has allowed this, I guess, problem to fester?
Well, we were, and hey, credit their team. Pitcher did a great job locating pitches. The hitters smashed everything our pitchers threw. You know, might as well, you know, the defense thing was not really good in the middle infield tonight. So, yeah, we got to ground zero, and in terms of how it happened, we just were completely unprepared to play tonight.
Did you feel that before the game?
No. I thought BP was good. You know, usually after a day off, there's some solid, you know, energy and those types of things. That wasn't the case today.
just the consistent theme just seems to be you guys can get on base, but it's just bringing those guys in consistently maybe has been an issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, walk in the first inning, and then strike out at the bottom of the zone, strike out at the bottom of the zone, strike out at the bottom of the zone. And so, you know, yeah, I mean, there's just like got to be better, you know, got to be better.
Is there, do you think there's an attitude or I don't want to say effort, but like a concentration issue with this team?
Well, we have to get better at everything, you know, relative to competitiveness, concentration, certainly part of that. Those are just all excuses. You know, you either can or you can't, whether it's mental or physical. I mean, this is not intramural or recreational sports. You're either good enough or you're not, and we weren't good enough tonight.
How much do you try to lean on your leaders to help the team?
You'd have to talk to them when next time you get a chance. I couldn't even tell you who that is after a game like that. Now, to be clear, I love a lot of them. I love all of them as people. Everybody, including myself, has to elevate what we're doing to get us out of this deal.
Do you think they think the guys are being too hard on themselves?
Again, that's a choice. That's a choice, and it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, they go like it's okay because so was hard on themselves. Like, that's a choice that they have the chance to make, and they can make a positive choice or a negative choice.
How do you tell them? How do you, I guess, make them, I guess, realize that?
Well, I'm not going to make them do anything. I mean, this is a real privilege to play here, and either you're going to do it or you're not.
I guess with the pitching, like, what do you think was sort of
awful. Issue? I mean, walks, homers, I mean, lasers. I mean, top of the order, we could not get them out. That's got to be looked at hard.
Is it just an execution issue, or?
Free base issue. Leadoff guy seems like they're on every inning, and so we're in the stretch, and then you're trying to defend the running game, and then somebody hits a laser, and then an infielder doesn't make a play, and then it just turns into a 5-run inning. I mean, that was tough. The guy we walked was a 077 hitter, and then we struck the next guy out, or we struck the guy out before that, who's their best hitter, and then we walked the guy that was hitting 450 you know, against lefties to try to get to a guy who's 77 threw a 0-1 fastball right down the middle, and it got belted off the wall for a 3-run double.
And then offensively, do you think it's just, I won't say it's a lack of patience at the plate because you guys are.
We walked a lot.
base,
Yeah,
but,
yeah, it's just not good
like,
enough.
what's the-
Yeah, it's
what's the issue, I guess?
swing at the wrong pitch, take the right pitch, completely in between, you know, whatever you want to call that. And
Lack
it's
of
just,
plan at all, or?
I would say commitment to a plan, and that's, you know, that's me. You know, I gotta make sure that's tight. So we'll change the reward consequence of being committed to that, and then we'll go from there.
No, that wasn't Brian Kelly. That was Coach Jay Johnson, the head baseball coach at LSU. I apologize for the mix-up on the graphic, but you heard Coach talk about, you know, this team is at ground zero right now. Lots of problems across the board. So, Budman, I ask you, is there a quick fix? Is there a possible quick turnaround for this LSU baseball team, or is there just too many problems across the board?
I think we will start to get some answers this weekend. And the reason I said that is that all of you know who play competitive sports, that psyche is so important. When these people get hurt, men, women, whatever level, you don't ever know if you're going to get back to feeling 100%. Well, the same thing when you're losing, JP.
Yep.
And right now, every coaching button that's being pushed is not coming to fruition. LSU's not winning the close games, so the record is a lot tougher. Look, you know they got beat by Mississippi State, but could have easily beaten Florida 2 out of 3 and could have easily taken a game from Arkansas. They're not making the plays at the right time. So as far as a quick fix, no, I don't see one, because you got 2 monster series hosting Vandy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, this weekend on the road at Tennessee the next following Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the last 5 weekends. But right now, I don't see a quick fix going into these next couple of weekends.
No, I completely agree, but man, there's just too many problems across the board. Starting pitching, it hasn't been good enough. The bullpen can't get anybody out. Offensive, you're still missing that big hit when there's runners in scoring position. Still trying to work out some freshmen. Stephen Milam started off absolutely on fire, but then he's kind of cooled off dramatically. He did play some shortstop last night when Napolt went to second. And Budman still trying to figure out that outfield. Paxton Kling's struggles continue at the plate. Mac Bingham has been a bright spot, but still trying to find where he's going to stay in the outfield. And really, all those lefties in the bullpen. LSU, you know, perennially didn't have a lot of left-handers. They finally stack up the roster with lefties, but not able to get outs. I mean, you see the progress or the de-evolution of Thatcher Hurd. I don't even know how to describe that. You go from projected to be one of the most dominant pitchers in college baseball to then move from Friday to Sunday. Now you're a midweek guy. Now you're coming out the bullpen. It's just, there's a lot of question marks. And truly, baseball, there's a mental aspect of the game more than in baseball than any other sport. And right now, they're not believing they're going to win a lot of games.
Look, folks, Trey Morgan at first, Gavin Dugas at second, Jordan Thompson at short, Dylan Cruz in the outfield, Braden Jobert in the outfield, Beloso, Paul Skeens, Ty Floyd, Riley Cooper.
Yep.
We could go on and on and on. You're losing 10 to 13 big pieces that, a lot of Louisiana flavor, that know what it's like to carry that bucket for LSU baseball. They literally have as high expectations on the campus each and every year, because you expect them to get to Omaha and then you expect them to advance when they get there. But this is going to be some tough sledding, and you Tiger fans have got to hang in there with them. And I know the baseball group is very loyal. But, oh, by the way, you're replacing a lot. I mean, we'll never see Skeens and Cruz on the same LSU team again. Not in my lifetime, JP. 1 and 2 in the draft, and they brought a lot of leadership as well.
We'll take another quick break here on Tigers Roar. We'll come back, talk some LSU football. You don't want to miss it. You're watching Pelican Sports TV.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. taste the feeling.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
If you're looking for the perfect companion for family fun and adventure, or wanting to find adventure beyond the ordinary, experience all that the Toyota Tundra has to offer. Save on your new Tundra right now at Team Toyota, I-12 and O'Neill.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to greystonecountryclub.com.
Welcome back to Tigers Roar. Jonathan Poche and the Budman Buddy Songy. Appreciate you tuning into this episode here on Pelican Sports TV. Time to talk some LSU football. Right around the corner, April 13th, the National L Club Spring Game, Budman exhibition, obviously. But a lot of question marks going into this offseason. Not only the quarterback, you're missing a Heisman-winning quarterback in Jaden Daniels, but the outside playmakers, the running back position, defense, obviously, a new defensive coordinator. Where's Hal Perkins going to line up? But about a week ago, as you'll see this episode of Tigers Roar on a Wednesday, April the 3rd, about a week ago today, LSU had their pro timing day out on campus, and national media from all over the place ascended on Baton Rouge, along with coaches and GMs from the NFL, to watch Jaden Daniels throw the ball around, and he did not disappoint, Bud, man. Deep ball looked great. Virtually no balls hit the ground. He was working with NFL receivers, granted, but Jaden Daniels, outstanding. Check the lax box off of his job interview that you'll hear Coach Brian Kelly talk about, but a lot of eyes on LSU, Bud, man. A lot of eyes in this offseason.
Folks, we just talked about all of the baseball stars that Jay Johnson had to replace. Well, you're going to get a rude awakening on offense. It is now the time of the Nuss bus. But Jaden Daniels, who would have ever thought, if we put the tape in from 2 years ago, none of us knew what was coming over from Arizona State. He just grew, did such a better job from year 1 to year 2. I think he's going to go in the top 3 or 4. JP and I were talking about that. Malik Neighbors going to go in the top 6 or 7, and Brian Thomas Jr. going to go in the top 15. So LSU losing a lot of firepower, and we know that Nuss is not going to hurt you with his feet, but he's got a big arm. We know that the offensive line is deep, and they'll probably run the football a little bit. If you're going out to the spring game, April 13th at 1 o'clock, it's on the SEC Network Plus, the digital.
Yeah.
So not even regular SEC TV, as these things are getting de-emphasized a little bit. But you're not going to see a lot of depth at running back. Josh Williams is a starter. Caleb Jackson, the backup. Malachi Lang, number 30, a walk-on who's a good-looking fill-in. But you want to run the football, but Caden Durham's coming in. You might need to pick up, obviously, another running back. Plenty of wide receivers and tight ends. JP, it'll be interesting to see what that defense looks like.
But, man, I thought that Brian Thomas Jr. made himself some money at the Combine running the 40 that he ran, but this pro day was all about Malik Neighbors. I mean, you talk about a 42-inch vertical.
Yeah.
Then you run a 4.3 in the 40. These are official times. I mean, we're not talking about, we saw him run real fast and he separate. The separation he was able to achieve against SEC quality cornerbacks, that is not easy to do. There's got to be a reason for it. You obviously see the way he's built. He's a very strong young man. He can catch the ball and do a lot of things after the catch. But the 42-inch vertical, bud, man, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, 4.35 and Thomas, 4.34. Jaden did not run the 40, but we all know he can just outright fly. 6'3 and a half for Jaden at 210. Malik was 6 foot 190, maybe a shade over 6 foot, and Brian Thomas 6'3 and a half. I think 208 or in those neighborhoods. But yeah, they made a lot of money, and the great thing about it, JP, is that now you've got quarterbacks and wide receivers that are just itching to come after two Heisman Trophy winners in the last couple of years. And look at the bevy of receivers. We go back to Jarvis and Odell and others, but look what Chase and the rest of the guys continue to start. Did we ever think Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. would be this good and this highly rated and getting ready to be millionaires? We wish all of them the luck. A lot of highlights last year. This year, a little bit different on offense, maybe a little slowed down a little bit, running it more. But they will have some. Kyron Lacey, by the way, having a great spring right now.
We'll let you guys hear from Coach Brian Kelly. Here's the head coach talking about his team's pro day, Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors, and a whole lot more. Here he is on Tigers Roar.
Nice to see Jaden, and he looks like obviously looks like an NFL-ready prospect. What's the one thing that he needs to do or work on, perhaps, if he wants to be able to succeed at the next level?
Well, look, I think the NFL is all about making that next step, that transition. It's there's no longer the other piece, the academics. It's a full-time job. So you've got to be able to flip the switch now and commit yourself, which he has done here. He's treated himself like a pro in a sense of his commitment. But now you've got to be able to switch yourself to 100% focused on a job, and sometimes that's a bit of a transition. You're on your own now, and it's 100% focused on a job. In terms of the athletic ability, in terms of his ability to master the skill set of playing quarterback, I think we saw today he's 210 pounds. He's put on weight. I think he's going to do just fine when it comes to the skill set and the athleticism. It's just making that natural transition into an NFL locker room.
Hey, Coach. Brett Martell with AP. Quick NIL question. Do you think that it's making it, and I realize Thomas and Neighbors are exceptions here, but is it helping coaches or programs in any way retain underclassmen who might otherwise have been inclined to declare earlier?
Well, I think there's a wide variance there. You bring up Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas. Those guys are first-round draft picks, right? So you're talking about signing bonuses that are, upwards of $15 million. NIL is not going to, keep you in school for that. But I think it can influence those guys that are on the fence relative to, are you a 4th or a 5th round draft pick or even free agents? NIL can certainly, I think, make a difference there. So yes, in answering your question, I think NIL has helped lessen the burden of deciding, hey, I need to go to the NFL, I need to make money, because NIL is helping me and making it easier for me to be a student athlete.
So, Coach, there are obviously the guys that are going to be the first-round talents, but what do you have to say about guys like Omar Speights and Mekhi Wingo who helped their draft stock today, and kind of what preparations and how they've improved? Yeah,
that's what pro days are for, right? I mean, these are the opportunities to not only use the film that you have, but, to back it up with the athleticism. They both had great days. Mekhi was great, obviously, in the shuttle, and, his short field quickness is obviously one of the things that you see on film, and now, back that up with the skill. Omar ran extremely well. I thought all the guys tested extremely well today. I think Charles had a hamstring issue, which limited him in some of the position work, but across the board, I thought the guys did a great job. They were in great shape. They've trained real hard. This is important to them. We want our guys to graduate. We want them to do well in school. And then now this is the other part of it, and that they were very well prepared.
Coach, Jaden kind of proved himself on the field last season. Do you think that there's anything that can do that can boost him even more than what he's already at? I mean, he's had all the accolades and everything else. Can he do anything more?
I think we're at that point now where, I think this was the last kind of check the box for head coaches, GMs, those decision makers in terms of who are going to make those final say on the quarterback. I think probably today was that last day for him. He'll continue to work out. He'll continue probably to have interviews along the way, but I think that the hay's in the barn, so to speak, as it relates to the evaluation process of Jaden Daniels. I think he left no stone unturned today with the performance that he had today throwing the football.
Coach, right down here, you mentioned a lot of times during the season what Mackay brought to this locker room. Can you expound upon it a little bit more and just what NFL GMs can expect, what they're going to get not only on the field but inside that locker room?
Yeah, so look, I mean, the National Football League is looking for contributors on the field and guys that they can trust in the locker room that are going to represent their franchise in the right way. Obviously, what he did. He wore number 18, which is emblematic of a leader both in the locker room and, in our community. And certainly they're going to get that kind of guy. So, when you're drafting and that you've got a guy that can help you on the field and is going to represent your organization in the community and be respected in the locker room, that's an easier guy to advocate for when you're talking about, do we take him in the, this round or that round? And so that definitely helps your draft status.
And that was head football coach Brian Kelly, his pro day press conference, talking. His last comments were about Mackay Window. Number 18 last season, did get hurt, missed a bunch of time, but was able to be out there for pro day. Looked pretty quick, bud, man. So glad for Mackay Window to make the recovery for his job interview for this NFL.
Mason Smith, a big man that we all thought was coming in as a 5-star, unfortunately never was able to put it together consistently and had the injury problems. Interesting. Where do you think he goes?
I don't know. That's tough. I mean, it's really tough. It's absolutely a project. Great size, athletic ability all over the field, but the best ability is availability. And LSU, I mean, didn't have him for an entire season. When he came back, he was a shell of himself, so tough to say.
Hang in there, Tiger fans. Your athletic teams will get much better. Oh, by the way, Haley, of course, Van Lift got to make a decision. Angel Reese has to make a decision. And Haley Bryant wanting to lead LSU gymnastics. They're in the Arkansas Regional Thursday. They got a chance to be the next team to win a national championship.
LSU big series this weekend, hosting Vanderbilt, currently ranked number 6. LSU got to take a couple games, or there's going to be a spiral for the LSU baseball team. Appreciate you watching this episode of Tigers Roar. Check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcasting.